start of the war. The Great Palette War between Rouge and Blur. Men came, and Father told me that he had to go away to protect us, that it was his time to be brave. I didn't understand. And then, he left. He didn't come back. Later, it was Brother's time to be brave. The men came, and he also had to go to protect us. Then, it was Mother's time. There were no men left to come for her, but she still had to go. To protect me, she said. There is no one left to protect now, but I finally understand. For Father, for Brother, for Mother, I will go! Because now, it's my time to be brave. Hey, Sarge! You speak Blur, right? What was she saying? Nothing worth repeating. Her necklace is so pretty! I'm keeping it! Losing the battle put the Blur forces in disarray. So now, we're on a surge. If my 14 years have taught me anything, it's that being a grunt is about to get real dangerous. You don't take ground without action. We've seen too much of it lately, and we'll see even more soon. I can't move faster than a bullet, but I can move faster than the girl holding the gun. Before I got my stripes, I thought that nothing would ever be as important to me as defeating Blur. But now, when I hear we're attacking, I can't help but think, which one of my girls will this cost? At least today, we're just patrolling a secured zone. Funny! I may not be getting any younger, but odds are pretty strongly against me getting much, especially if I share duties while the commissar is attached to the unit. I dress in my uniform slowly, shaking out the pigtails attached to my helmet and donning it last. Long hair and close quarters fighting are not the— Plus there's the other thing. I'd better get to muster. The commissar is doing assessment, and I need to put my best foot forward if I don't want to be fired. The mess hall is filled with high-pitched chatter. The younger soldiers are excited to see action. Nobody's talking about this ending the war, though. That's good. Knife fixes itself, but there's only one cure for stupid. I do envy their excitement, though. I remember being that young. I had my training, I had my new sisters, and I had my duty. Now, all that's left from those days is my grudge. Blur wronged me beyond any reckoning, and I swore to destroy them, even if it takes killing every last one. A lot of time has passed since then. A lot of occasions for thought and regret. A lot of girls have died, on my orders and by my hand. But I don't regret my oath, and I will never abandon it. If defeating Blur means that some, or even all Blur die, then so be it. But first, breakfast. My second in command, Corporal Fugigant, is studying her breakfast intently, not staring at. Studying, rigorously and methodically. The different components have been moved to distinct regions of her tray, and with a grimace, she scoops these select portions together and shovels them. Shuddering at the result, she begins the process again. I sit opposite her. Corporal, what on earth are you doing? Optimizing, Sarge. Each part of the meal is awful, but it's all awful in its own way. The eggs are dry, the toast is burned, the bacon is, I want to say, sorrowful. In theory, there should be a combination where the awfuls cancel each other out, giving something vaguely edible. She takes another mouthful and swallows with a shudder. Or they could combine, multiplying their awfulness for maximum repulse. Yes. She pushes her tray away. That does seem to be how it's working out. Fuchsia and I chat as amiably as the differences in our rank and ages allow while we eat our breakfast. She's heard a rumor that a host troop will be visiting the base. I'm pretty sure that all of the entertainment boys got sent to the front and ground to dog meat long ago. Until she tries to show me a creased magazine cut out of her favorite. We should go to muster. The base is busy. Busy is good for morale. in the early stages, but even after a while busy is bored girls look for trouble. And we arrive at the mustering ground, and Fuchsia excuses herself to go talk. One of my privates, Rose Tupo, is sitting against the flagpole. She looks bored.
Sarge! Fancy meeting you here. How's the ward treating you?
Same as usual, Private. Now how about you stand up and stop making the place look untidy? Rose sighs, then pushes herself laboriously to her feet. She flashes me her smile. It's a pretty thing that used to soften me up a lot better back when I hadn't seen it.
You're always looking out for me, Sarge. You know what? Maybe I heard something. Possibly it was something I shouldn't have heard, but that I could tell a sergeant who I trusted. If I was motivated.
Rose is a competent enough soldier, and she follows her orders if you watch her. But she never goes beyond her direct obligations unless there's something in it for her. If you shouldn't have heard it, I don't want to know it. Fall in, soldier. Rose suddenly looks worried.
So maybe I can.
She was going to say more, but then other members of Rouge Patrol begin to arrive. Rose winces slightly, then peels it to join them. My full squad falls in for inspection and I walk slowly down the line, ordered by rank. There's Corporal Fuchsia on the left. Her carbine is as clean and well-maintained as the rest of her person. Not that I expected anything to. And Specialist Magenta Spaldo. Her semi-automatic is also in good condition, which is a pleasant change. Good form, Specialist. Well,
thank you, Sergeant. I couldn't find my gun last night, but this morning it was next to my bed and all shiny. Our Sybil would say it was aliens, but they are more for vicious so I'm thinking elves.
Fuchsia cleaned Magenta's gun again. She shouldn't have. But we both know it's important that our Marks girl Savon play her tune when it's time to dance the blow. Very good, Magenta. But maybe see to your gun yourself next time, rather than leaving it to the fair folk.
But they're so good at it.
Private Rose is next. Making Rose turn out her pockets is seldom time wasted, but right now, I just don't feel like it. Her weapon, which due to the scarcity of ammunition is nothing more than a bayonet on a stick, looks sharp. That's good enough for today. As you were, Private. And finally, Private Amaranth Parson. My youngest soldier is obsessed with cricket and has etched her bat with sharpened shards of metal, making it look something like an Aztec sword. The thing is brutally effective, so that's not a problem. However, I suspect that the success may have overcharged her enthusiasm. I suddenly feel weary. Private, is there a reason that you are wearing batting pads?
Yes, Sergeant.
I'll wait for her to continue, but care to share your reason?
'Cause I was batting.
Batting before muster, and you didn't have time to take them off.
Yes, well, no. Well, what I mean is, I was thinking they might be useful.
For?
Well, they're kind of armor, aren't they, Sergeant? If we ran into Blur, well, you never know.
And you don't think they'd be more of an inconvenience? The young girl smiles excitedly.
No, Sergeant. They're made for running, see? And I've got some brown paint that'll cover the white.
I cut off her jabber with an upraised hand. And so concludes Rouge Patrol's morning inspection. A true richness of embarrassment. Finished, I turn around and see that I have undergone an inspection. Commissar Claire has been watching the entire time. I suppress a shudder. The commissats are political officers with the power of summary execution. Apparently, discipline was a concern even before they started drafting prepubescent girls. Tank-grown commissats were engineered to be perfect examples, but expecting the palette board to allow a generation of leaders to develop from embryo to maturity was over-optimistic. Compromises were made, expectations adjusted, but anyone who underestimates these pint-sized sociopaths does so at their peril. Also, someone shot off part of her skull, and it's been replaced with titanium and a laser eye. Creepy. Commissar, thank you very much for joining us. The commissar regards me coolly, looking up with a perfectly even expression.
Sergeant Tails, by the historic standards of Future Corps, your unit is a disgrace. However, I have been instructed to scale my evaluation by the median quality of the present service. By that measure, it is near laudatory.
She doesn't acknowledge that I've spoken.
You have received orders that you are to patrol Secure Zone 05. I will accompany you and evaluate your effectiveness in the field. Any questions?
No, Commissar. Wait.
Wait! Sir, do you mean to tell me that you are not adequately prepared for your mission? The consequences of...
Shh. Claret shuts her jaw with a click. The Commissar may be inflexible and officious, but the kid's seen enough action to know when to listen. Our helicopter got shot down last week.
Yes, and the pilot with it.
So, what's that noise?
Take cover!
Rouge patrol scatters as a chopper drops out of the morning sun. It's a civilian model, probably made to take tourists on joyrides, but I doubt the blue girl hanging off the side with an AK is here.
Run, slags!
I tumble over a low stack of sandbags and into the shallow pit behind them.
Oh, hey, watch it! Oh, orders, Sergeant.
I should just be grateful I didn't land on Rose's spear. She shifted to another target. I can only hope that Rose and Amaranth have found shelter. Come, keep your heads down, girls. This is a hit and run. Depriving her of targets is winning. Magenta nods sagely.
I hate when the girls I'm trying to shoot just stay in cover.
Exactly.
It's so annoying to have to change position to get the angle right.
She squints at the sky.
I wish I had a helicopter. I could shoot everyone and wouldn't have to do any walking.
Okay. Both Fuchsia and Magenta have been issued their ammo rations in preparation for the mission. I want both of you to make that blur bleeder wish she'd stayed home, okay?
Sounds tricky. Can I just blow her head off instead?
Sure.
It doesn't seem like an optimum use of ammunition given my low odds. You know what? You're the sergeant.
Magenta starts to stand, but Fuchsia pulls her back down.
Don't jump the gun.
Magenta looks down at her firearm. The gunner's focus may be elsewhere for now, but I need a distraction. And every sergeant knows nothing distracts quite like a private. Amaranth, can you hear me? Yeah. She sounds nervous. I need someone to draw fire to give the girls a clear. Do you think you could get her attention?
Yeah, I reckon I can do that.
Weird. Is everyone ready?
Were you gonna tell us what you will be doing, Sergeant?
I draw my pistol from its holster as a fresh burst of rifle fire tears through. I thought I'd help see to business. My gun's caliber is higher than I can reliably control, but it extends the effective range. Okay, Rouge Patrol, now! I poke my head over the edge of the mini trench. To my surprise, Amaranth is standing in the middle of the mustering ground, her head craned back to look at the... She's positioned herself directly under the chopper and has been dancing back and forth to stay out of... Now she sprints forwards, not into the shooter's view. But the chopper starts turning to follow her, and the blur gunner swears as her shots go wide. The three of us take advantage of the gunner's distraction, rising from the mini trench and opening fire.